Welcome back. Well, yesterday, as you know, we went to Wanaka, and up in Wanaka on the way back, well, I think it was on the way up. Anyway, we went into Puzzling World, and that was quite amusing, walking through that place. But coming back towards Alexandra, we happened to spot these big sheds and planes and cars and what have you, and it turned out to be a big toy museum. So we decided to head on in and have a look-see. I've been amazed at in the South Island how many places are jam-packed full of classic New Zealand vehicles. I thought southwards in the North Island was quite impressive, but the sheer volume in the South Island is just crazy. Even small towns you walk in behind the shops and there's rows and rows of classic vehicles. Just crazy. Anyway, let's head on down to the National Toy Museum, Transport and Toy Museum, and have a look-see. Inside the National Toy Museum. And there's some big toys as well. Packard Clipper. Now this is a Volkswagen Beetle, custom built van. I remember my uncle having one of these vans, van one. Here is our Humber Super Snipe. '70 Ford Prefect, 1960. Someone's assortment of spoons. Just goes on and on. I remember as a kid we had one of these. International, and a good old Bedford. You can rely on them for security work. And the reliable CF Bedford. I used to drive one of these for hole proof. Take the styrofoam in it. So the old red comma, then you got a Ford, International, more Internationals. This one's a Fargo, and a Dodge by looks. Yeah, Dodge, and of course another great Bedford. All the old computers, and over the back is a keyboard. I can see that's a Commodore 64, my first computer. This must be Minnie and Morris land. Oh, there's a few Triumphs over the back. Minor Traveller. That's the station wagon. Some earlier ones over there. Austin A35, Austin 1100, and there's the Wolseley, probably a 1300 Wolseley, Morris Minor, and a couple of Triumph Heralds. This is like just one massive storage shed. I mean, if you look above us here, we've got a plane over here, and down underneath the plane you've got cars hidden under there, and then you've got armoured vehicles. Then you've got a lovely assortment of old cars. And you can see what I mean by things stored everywhere. Just amazing. And now we come into Vauxhall land. And there, Vauxhalls everywhere. On the early Vauxhalls, some of the very first ones, that's this one up here was one of the very first ones I went to, got a ride to school in. One of those. And of course the old Bearlocks, the Wyverns came in that shape. Look at these lovely old Viva, HA Viva. Here's about a 65, yes it is, Victor 101. I had one in exactly the same colour, but mine was the 67. There's another Velox over there. Now if I swing right round, over here somewhere, over the back, I have seen, next to this beautiful Cresta, there is what I thought was the 67 Victor, but it's actually the souped up model. That's the VX. Pretty sure it's the VX model. Virtually everywhere you look in these buildings, there's planes with cars stacked underneath. Here's another one over here. It's a great assortment of vehicles, from the little Austin Mini to the Mark II Escort. Hillman Superminx, we have one of those. Just go, here's the old Skoda. They had a reputation. And of course over here, now here's the Farina, A40 Farina, very, very good car. I have one very similar to this, different grille. And the Standard 10, and one of the first Morris Oxfords. And there's a Hillman here, that's a California, that's the soft top model. And I also have one of these Morris Marinas, never again. Little MG Sports there, Hillman Avenger. They were quite popular. Now these are the Morris Tasman. There was a few like this. There was the Morris Tasman, the Tasman, or the Kimberley. Before that, I think it was before that, no, after that, sorry, was the Austin 1800 Mark II. And here we have the old Vanguard, standard Vanguard 1. And of course, our Jaguar on the end here. I think it's a Jaguar, it's either a Jaguar or a Daimler. But it's got a rather unusual badge, if anyone can tell me what that is. If you want to get a feel for how big this museum is, just to give you an idea, just have a look out here. Tractors galore and trucks. It is huge. And there's some very weird pieces in here. I mean, this is Rocket Man. Talk about think big. Lovely little Citroen. Parked next to a plane. I mean, where else would you park a Citroen? There's stuff everywhere here. Just look at some of these cars. There's an old Plymouth, an Audi, a couple of Jags. Oh, over here, got the Mark IV Zephyr. Probably wasn't their most popular version. I think it was the last one as well. Old Austin Metro here. Now this is a Humber 80 by looks of Hillman Minx. Austin A40 or Austin of England. And Morris Oxford or Crowley pickup truck. Mark I console. It also was the start of the Zephyrs. Mitsubishi Lancer, Hillman Hunter. Now this is an unusual looking thing. A Nissan BE1. Yeah. And this was the Isuzu. But they were reasonably popular in the 60s. Of course, the Wolseley and some American cars here. This is the old Studebaker by looks. Yes, it is. Yeah, Chrysler. And a few old cars up here, or Jeeps. Looks like some of these American cars have been on duty up here. As you can see, this one here's had a fair run. Probably from the Dukes of Hazzard. And here we have another shed full of cars. Oh my god. There's cars and motorbikes. Just amazing, this museum. Let's have a look. Here's an old Ford Anglia. I got down, looks like a Rambler. Yep, it's a Rambler. Here's a Ford V8 deluxe sedan. Another Ford V8. The old Ford Thames. Oh, well, look what I have found. Now, there's a car for you. Good old Nash Metropolitan. Now, if any of you have seen the January-February edition of Classic Driving magazine, you will see on the cover, with a license plate A Metro, you would see my Nash Metropolitan on that. There you go. Good old Nash Metropolitan, 1958. Okay. So here we have Humber 90. Gosh. Oh, we even got some boats in here. Wow. Incredible. Some bikes and outboard motors. Whole array of outboard motors. Oh, some fast boats. Look at this fella. The Mobile One. Jeez. Now let's have a look down here. We've got some very familiar cars here. The 1955 Holden, FJ Holden. I didn't realise they came with airplanes on their roofs, but I guess that's the only place they could store them. Right. Hillman Hunter. Oh, there's a few Hillman Hunters, an Anglia Triumph, I can see a couple of Triumphs. Gosh. Holden Tirana. Holden Commodore. This is the time when they use the Nissan motors, I think. Yeah, it doesn't actually say on this one, but they did actually put Nissan motors in this model. I think it's the it's a VH. Quite a few Toyotas. What else we got? Morris Marina, station wagons. Gosh, look at all these cars. There's so many cars that you cannot get in between to have a look at all the cars. They're just stacked. Here we go. Mark IV Cortinas, lovely car. Ford Laser, very popular. Toyota Cresta, Hondas, and the list goes on. Oh, a wheelchair Honda motorbike. I remember when I was a kid, our next door neighbour had one of these little vehicles they used to push into the garage. I said I was going to buy it off them. Cadillac. Some more Cadillacs. Land Rovers. Oh, the Austin. Cadillac again. You know, Plymouth Dodge. Just amazing. The International, these are very, very popular. International series. There they are there for Chevy on the end, the green one. Austin, a hearse. Wow, this goes on. Here we are, we've got a gold Cadillac. Wow. Gold Cadillac, just swing around to some of the trucks here. Gold Bedford. Remember the power companies having these with a wooden crane that went on the back and spun around to do all the power poles. Yeah, gosh. Chevy Bel Air, 1954. 47 Chevy. Ah, look at this. A Chevy Monte Carlo, 1973. Chevy Mast 85. Wow, quite in the range. And the list goes on and on. 37 Pontiac, Packard 1948, Packard again 1937, Nash 1935. I'll let this just play out, it's just so many cars, it's just hard to keep up. And I found someone. Hello, do you see my car? There you go. Told you it was a big museum, and I could spend damn near a day in that museum on its own. But anyway, I'm not going to. Well, Nicola wanted to get some apricots, so what better place than to stop down in a place called Roberts. Most appropriate. And here we are. So here's something else we want to show you. This is the largest log cabin in New Zealand. And here we have the largest log cabin or house. It's in New Zealand. Quite impressive.